Hey guys, what's going on? E3 2019 is just around the corner. It's E3 season, which naturally means that there are predictions being made left and right. Everyone's throwing their predictions for what's going to be shown off this year and what's going to happen at this year's press conference. So I just kind of wanted to throw my hat into the ring and give you guys my thoughts. These are my 5 bold predictions for E3 2019. So my first prediction is about EA. Now EA have said that they're not going to be doing a conventional press conference this year, and instead they're going to be doing a bunch of smaller live stream events, but they're kind of on the hot seat at the moment, so I think they're really going to need to do something big to get people back on side. There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to get an appearance from my best friend and yours, EA CEO Mr. Andrew Totally Not a Supervillain Wilson. I think he's going to have a pretty grand entrance too. I can see him coming out of like a big loot box, like a big actual like physical loot box, like he opens the lid and out he comes, you know? And basically after the pretty disastrous couple of years they've had, especially what with the release of Anthem and all that, I think they're going to announce that they're kind of slowing down with releases for this year. All the releases they had planned this year, actually they're gone. They're doing one game this year, and it's FIFA 19 2. Shortly after this announcement, he's going to snap his fingers on the live video feed and Knockout Gas is going to be released into all of the E3 venues so that other EA executives can go around and take people's wallets and purses and all that stuff. The last live video presentation is going to go off air with him laughing maniacally as he strokes his little cat. So my next prediction is about the heavily rumoured Harry Potter game coming out soon, the Harry Potter open world RPG that a lot of people are calling Harry Potter Magic Awakened. This was leaked on Reddit a while ago by some guy who had footage and claimed that he knew what the game would be called, and I think it's almost a shoo-in for E3. I don't think it being present at E3 is a bold prediction, especially if you're going off of what other insiders and leakers have said. It's almost definitely going to be there in my opinion. My bold prediction is that it stands to reason that series creator J.K. Rowling will be there for the reveal and will be present to help market the game. And during her appearance, she's going to reveal, much like she's done with a lot of her fictional characters lately, that everyone currently in attendance is gay. Prediction number 3 is about Nintendo, who are confirmed to be hosting a Nintendo Direct and a Nintendo Treehouse this year. Considering that they've covered Super Mario Maker 2 and they are going to be covering Pokemon Sword and Shield very shortly before E3, I think it seems that Animal Crossing is poised to be a very big part of this Direct. It's the one big Nintendo Switch game that we know is coming out this year, but we know very little about. You guys might remember back at E3 2016, Nintendo focused almost entirely on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and they had this huge booth that was inspired by Breath of the Wild. It was like a very Zelda-like environment with all these statues and memorabilia and playable demos and all this stuff. And I think they're going to do something very similar with Animal Crossing this year. I think they're going to have an Animal Crossing inspired booth. So the moment you enter, much like what happens in the actual Animal Crossing games, you're going to go into crippling debt almost immediately. Should you try and leave without staff's permission, you will be loudly and openly lambasted by a real life Mr. Rossetti, played by Danny DeVito. It's probably going to be more uncomfortable than funny, if anything, to be honest with you, and it might cause a bit of a scene, to be honest, but you know, it's part of the experience, so just be ready for it. Finally, it obviously wouldn't be Animal Crossing without animals. There are going to be actual real animals present in the booth, everything from hamsters and squirrels to bears and wolves. There are some safety concerns there, sure, especially considering that you're only allowed to enter with a bug net or a fishing rod, so I would suggest maybe just giving the John Wick trilogy a watch before you go, just to make sure that you can defend yourself. Alright guys, let's be real here, it's not E3 without a good old influencer or two. We've seen tons of influencers and celebrities appear at E3 before, from Andrew WK to Jesse Whaleman to the Doodler guy. So my fourth prediction is simply that history is going to repeat itself. I've been racking my brain trying to think of which influencers they can bring into E3 to show just how out of touch gaming executives are with modern society, and the conclusion that I came to is that Jake Paul is going to be heavily involved in the marketing around The Last of Us 2, which, if you buy the special edition, is going to come with some Logang DLC, where you fight off the diseased, brainwashed members of Logan Paul's fanbase. On the note of The Last of Us and Sony as a whole, my last prediction is about the Sony press conference. So last year, during the screening of the trailer for The Last of Us 2, they moved their audience into a big tent to kind of improve the atmosphere, and then of course once the trailer was over they moved everyone back. and I can totally see them doing the same thing again this year. One of their biggest upcoming titles is Ghost of Tsushima, so I think they might move their audience back into feudal Japan for the trailer. It is potentially quite dangerous. It's entirely possible that someone in the live audience gets decapitated by a samurai, but again, atmosphere is important, you know? Oh, they're not doing a press conference. Oh, okay, Peggle 3. So there you have it, those are my 5 bold predictions for E3 2019. Make sure to let me know what your bold predictions for E3 2019 are in the comments. And before I properly leave today, I just wanted to kind of throw out a couple of ideas there, things I'd like to see at E3, not necessarily things that I think will happen, but just things that I think we could potentially see at E3 that would be pretty cool. Super Smash Bros. Game with every character that's ever appeared in Super Smash Bros. Before, plus the Joker. In Super Mario Maker, as well as making levels, you can also make imaginary friends if you're like me and you don't have any real ones. Jeremy Kyle as a guest character in Mortal Kombat. I figure he's out of a job nowadays and I kind of just want to beat him up. Mario Party, but good. Fallout, but good. An orangutan. I don't know what he'd be there for or like what he'd be there to promote. I just think it'd be cool to see an orangutan there. And finally, maybe a crossover between The Sims and The Simpsons, where like your Sims can be Simpsons. You could call it The Simpsons, right? Like just take the P out and just have like a town or like a house of people, but it's like The Simpsons, but they're not The Simpsons. They're your Sims. You know that they're individual people, but they're like part of the Simpsons universe. The Simpsons. The Simpsons with the Simpsons universe. Yeah, I think that'd be really good.